going, fam? It's Erica with Not Your Average EDC, and today we are going to do a quick comparison of the Chris Reeve knives Small Sebenza 31 versus the TRM Neutron 2. This is something I really like to do during my testing. I test all my knives for a month consecutively, but during that testing, I will generally bring in a couple of blades. Once I get a feel for how the tester works, I'll bring in a couple of blades that I feel are kind of similar, and we'll do some comparisons and stuff just so that we have kind of like a file of, options that are close to what we're testing, but maybe have a couple of little differences in case there are certain things that you don't like about the base model that we're testing. I also just think it's important to bring in other knives that are similar. I think it helps you realize different things about your main knife that you're testing, and yeah, I just like doing it, so that's something that I do during my testing. And I feel that the TRM Neutron 2 is pretty similar to the Sebenza. We're going to go over why in a second, but they are definitely similar, especially in build quality and parts, and they're just kind of in the same realm of like family-owned, American-made knives that are very high quality. So let's go over the similarities here. So both of these have titanium scales. Now obviously the Neutron 2, you can get micarta scales, you can get G10, you can get all types of things, but this particular one has the milled titanium scales. So that is a similarity here. They also both are drop point. They both have thin, slicey blades. They're both pretty lightweight. They're both fantastic slicers. They're both very thin. I feel that you get a good amount of blade height on both of these. The Neutron 2, I think, is just a flat grind, and the Sebenza is a hollow grind. But they both have a decent amount of height. They have a nice, thin, pointy tip. Pretty simple overall build and lack of ergonomics, which I really like. There's nothing on the Neutron 2 that is telling you where to put your fingers, which is the same as the Sebenza. We do have a deep carry pocket clip on the Neutron 2, and we do not on the Sebenza, but they're both very well made clips with very good retention. We have high quality hardware on both of these, and they're both very easy to maintain, as well as having thumb studs that I feel are pretty comfortable. Obviously, the Neutron 2 has more comfortable thumb studs because these ones are like little cones and they're not as comfortable, but they're really not too bad. But especially the build is just very simple. It's made to allow the consumer to take apart their knife, maintain it, put it back together, customize it, kind of do what you want to do. Because, when we buy these knives, in my opinion, I think that they should be our property. Like, if we give a company money in exchange for a product, the product should be our property now, in my opinion. Because I worked hard to earn that money, I'm giving it to you in exchange for this, now I should own it, right? Logic would tell us that. The reason I'm bringing that up is because some companies have really terrible warranties where, like, if you buy a knife, you're not actually allowed to do what you want with it. It'll void the warranty and they won't take care of you anymore. They'll tell you to fuck off. So I'm really not the biggest fan of that. I really like companies that kind of like are like Chris Reeve, where you are paying a premium price in exchange for you to own this property, but in conjunction with that, the company will still back you up and allow you to continue taking care of this for the rest of your life. So hypothetically speaking, if you get your Sebenza and you mess it up somehow and you do need assistance taking care of your property, Chris Reeve isn't going to leave you in the dark. They will actually continue to take care of you for the rest of the knife's life, and you can send it in and they'll fix it for you and all that good stuff. You can get spa treatment, all that, but they give you the hardware tools so that you can take this apart, oil it up, or grease it up, because they give you the fluorinated grease, but they give you a nice cloth, they give you the Allen wrench to take this apart, They give you the fluorinated grease. They give you everything that you need to take care of this so that if you want to maintain your own property on your own, you can, but they're never going to leave you in the dark if you mess up. And, you know, same goes for TRM. Very good company. They have created this model so that it's extremely easy for you as the consumer to take care of your own property. You have a system here for the scales where you don't actually have to disassemble the entire knife to do a scale swap. You can literally just take off these 2 body screws, these small ones here. You can exchange your scales, put new ones on, customize it. It's not voiding your warranty. You can get different colored O-rings here. The knife is extremely easy to take apart, maintain, put back together, and TRM, you know, advises that you do that, and they're there for you if you do mess it up or if you do have a problem. So I really like that about both of these companies. What are the differences? Well, obviously we have a different locking mechanism on the Neutron 2. So on this one, it's a pretty light, fidgety knife, very smooth, very flicky. I'm not a fidgeter, but I know that's a thing for people. It's very easy to open and close, and we have a nice liner lock in there. Really easy to get to that liner lock. The access to the lock bar is really nice. Like I said, it's super smooth, and you can flick this around, and it's a fast, speedy knife. We also have some standoffs there. And, you know, obviously, like I said, you can remove the scale, which is separate from the liner, and you can exchange these scales out, customize it, do whatever you want. We have 2 little Torx screws there for our clip, so that's a little different from the Chris Reeve. And overall, you know, the blade is wider, it has more height, and it's just a little bit bulkier overall. It fills the hand more than the Sebenza, because overall it's just a little wider. On the Sebenza, we have a frame lock, or the Reeve integral lock, with a ceramic ball detent. Obviously, this is not a fidgety knife whatsoever. This is very hydraulic in action. You have to pay a little more attention to opening and closing this knife because it wants you to come out and around. I'm not even in frame. Out and around in a C shape as opposed to just flicking it. So with the TRM, you can kind of just, you don't even have to pay attention. You don't have to go out and around. You can literally flick up. You can flick out. Doesn't matter. It's going to open no matter what. The Chris Reeve really advises you to go up and around. It's very hydraulic. It's not flicky. You can't, you're not going to have an easy time opening this knife if you're trying to push up. It doesn't want you to do that. So just a little more attention to detail when you're actually using this. And then obviously disengaging that lock is, it takes a little more pressure and strength because it's a very strong lock. We also have a clip that comes off of the lock bar, so it's not actually on there, which is great, but it just has one screw right there. And like I said, these are like hex screws, Allen screws, whatever you want to call them. And the, you know, the clip is much different than the TRM. We do have double studs on this one, just like this. But you know, it's just a little more, it's a little more sleek. It carries a little different in the pocket. You do have a lanyard hole on this one if you remove that lanyard pin. You do not have anything to do a lanyard with on the Neutron 2. It's just, this is a little more slow rolling. Just, it feels a little more sturdy and rugged and strong in comparison to this light, fidgety, quick, fast Neutron 2. This one is just really, it's like a fox. It's just a speedy little thing. It's very lightweight. It's sharp. It's just, this one is like on the go. High quality, feels very sturdy and everything, but it just flicky and like, flighty in comparison to the Sebenza, which is like a wolf. The Sebenza is literally like an Arctic wolf, just like lurking in the shadows, no cares in the world, no fucks given, just literally like slow rolling its way through life. Absolutely a beast. There's nothing really that compares to this. There's nothing stronger than this. There's nothing better than this. It's just an absolute beast, but in a very elegant formation. It carries very well, kind of hides in the shadows, right? So, you know, we can't do which one is better because they're kind of two different species, right? But I will say, you know, if you're looking for something lightweight, fast, fidgety, with the very same beautiful qualities and attention to detail as a Chris Reeve, you know, you may want the Neutron 2 just because it's lighter, faster, easier to open and close, less attention when you're working with it. It's kind of like one of those things you can do like blindfolded, you know. It's just you don't have to pay attention to using this knife. So if you're looking for something kind of faster, easier, something you can fidget with at your desk or whatever, obviously the Neutron 2 is what you would want to go with, and you're still getting all of that high quality craftsmanship and hardware. Beautiful heat treat on that 20 CV. This is some of the best 20 CV I've ever used. Just absolutely a stunner and very slicey, right? And then, you know, if you want just that ultimate strength, rugged durability, slow roll action, hydraulic feel, just a beast of a lockup, very slim and elegant, beautiful hollow grind that thins out as you sharpen it with a convex, you know, very strong edge. The Chris Reeve would obviously be your choice. I recommend getting both. I recommend trying both or borrowing both if you can, because, you know, at the end of the day, they're not super comparable just because I feel that they're two, like I said, two different species in the same family. We've got a wolf and a fox here, but they have a lot of similarities, and it's just personal preference as to which one you want. I personally love having both in my collection. I am very blessed to have both of these. They are both absolutely fantastic. But yeah, it just comes down to what you enjoy in your EDC knife. If you like a quick fidgety thing, or if you want that just like ultimate slow roll beast. So that's all I've got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all very, very much. I gotta go to work. I will see you guys soon. I love you all. Go use your shit. Come on, pick up the snail trails. This camera does not like to focus. Hopefully you can see the snail trails though. So go use your shit, learn how to sharpen your knives, and I will see you guys on the next video. I love you all very, very much.